Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blanks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
Back to talk one of the more villainous shows here on reality television that would be the House of Villains on E/Bravo. This is episode 2 of the first season, The Lesser of Three Evils. Brian, we had a lot of FaceTime again with our boy Jax Taylor, number one guy in the group. We got to see a lot of everybody. I really liked the interactions. I
hmm
mean, for Christ's sake, Brian, we saw Carol Baskins on this episode of House of Villains.
I like that. I think that like we did see Spencer in a preview, right? So they might be having like celebrity or like cameos, which I think is actually really cool. Because this
I
could
think
also
she
they could like come in for the next season if they do have another season. Like these are
exactly. Carol
possibilities.
Baskins got to be on the second
Really
season.
cool.
They got to do whatever they got to do. Do it at the Tiger Sanctuary if
They
they
got to
have
get Joe Exotic on a phone call though at some point because that would be awesome. Like just call him from prison.
that bitch Carol talking shit on House of Villains. I ain't gonna have that. Like it's this show. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna get my one criticism out of the way really quick because I want to just talk about the fun stuff. They got to get to eliminations. I know we're going to lead next week with the elimination between
Yeah.
Jax and Corinne, but like, guys, 2 weeks is too long for one elimination. This should have just been a 2 hour like premiere last week then and let off. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
my very one complaint that I will make about the entire episode.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. Like, I was actually really hoping that Joe McHale would be like, and you'll find out next week. Like,
Yeah,
with the
acknowledge it.
yeah. Dude, I
Uh,
think I think Jax is safe.
I'm very up in the air with this where Jax is going to land. Jax was dead man walking all episode. Jax got sabotaged by Johnny Fairplay. One of the funnier, that's very memeable clips of him driving the golf cart around
Right.
blindfolded. I'm gonna find some ways to make that a meme. But Corinne, you gotta learn, and if just like Jax's manager said, you gotta watch these shows and know the
Yeah.
people that you're dealing with.
Right.
And if New York, also Tiffany, what they're mainly referring to as Tiffany, her real name, she's in a mood, man. Don't talk to her. Don't get involved. Stay out of the way. And like, unless you're like somebody like Bobby, even Bobby apologized.
Mhm.
Like, the only person I'm like, people on there like Omarosa ain't gonna worry about it. I think Bananas has been through so many reality TV fights and arguments. He's not gonna sweat. And he also has the money, not gonna worry about it. But
Right.
that blow up dinner situation at the end was classic. And I really don't know because she also called Jax a demon
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
elimination.
So when you're picking your person, you're voting for them to stay or voting for them to leave.
I think you're voting for them to leave, I would assume.
Okay, because Johnny Fairplay pushed down on the left, which me was Jax's face. So that's why I wasn't sure. Like I thought like the way I thought about it was maybe he's voting like for him to stay and he's like doing another cross. Like I don't know. I just
I don't know.
didn't we see the scene where Corinne is outside with Johnny Bananas in the dark?
I mean, I think they showed a lot of the scenes. Like, I think they did a good job
I
with like
thought there
even
was one of
previews.
Jax in the morning wearing a hat, and I did not see that.
They can also have footage that they can use for
Yeah.
a trailer that they don't use in an episode. Obviously, we've seen that
I
before, but
think you
I,
get rid yeah, I think you get rid of Corinne. I think Jax is so dumb he won't ever win anything.
no, he'll never win anything. And I frankly, just from a television standpoint, I'd rather see more Jack stuff than like a Corinne romance with
Same.
Johnny Bananas.
Same. I don't I do not care about that.
I've
That's not where I
seen
want
that
that to
on
go.
30 something seasons of the
Yeah, you don't
challenge.
care. I
And
don't care
Johnny
about that.
does this is what Johnny does. If you've never watched a show with Johnny Bananas and you're one of the members of our audience that's coming from a different show, this is what Johnny does. Like Johnny
Right.
always has a showman. He gets bored. He does it. Sometimes he dates them after the shows. It doesn't last. It won't
Yeah.
last there. Like I'm sure Challenge 39. Well, he's a mercenary, but the next time if he ever appears, he'll come back for 40. I'm sure. Like
Mm.
he'll have a showman again. That's what he does.
Yeah. I just think Jack's like this. He's just better. He just says funnier things. Like I just think he's better for the show personally
He's
than
being Jax Taylor.
yeah.
He's talking about himself. He's
Yep.
talking his wife up. He's about all the money that they make. He's saying like in his confessional that he's like giving Shake free advice to help him. And I'm like, Jax, you're not giving anyone any advice, dude. You're just talking yourself up. Like, you're bug eyeing. He also had his weed pen in the hot tub. Like, they showed that. I was like, all right, House of Villains, like showing
Right.
people smoking weed. Like, I don't care, but like it's like this show doesn't give it
Yeah,
crap.
and it'd be also cool if like he does come back and finds out that Johnny Fairplay did sabotage him. That's
So
like
funny.
another cool beef that could happen. You know what I mean? Like there's because I think they'd actually like Jax would confront him. Corinne's not really going to do. You know what I mean? Like it's going to him being there creates I think more drama that's better as a viewer, and it could create more funny situations than I think Corinne being there.
That would be a funny conversation though, because Jax would confront him and Johnny would just be like, yeah, you're dumb, dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's what I
exactly.
do. Like, you didn't know I lied about my grandma dying. Like, you don't
Yeah,
know who I am. Like,
yeah,
you're dope. Like, why would you pick me? As soon as he
right.
picked him, I was laughing. I was like, that is the literal last person
Yep,
you should have picked on this entire thing.
exactly, exactly. But I
Outside of
love
like
him
you could
for
have
it.
picked like Omarosa and she probably just would have been like, I'm not telling you.
That's who he should have picked. I think it would have been funny, just as funny, like picking somebody that nominated him. That would have been interesting.
It was we're talking about the challenge where you had to blindly drive around the golf cart and have one of the other people direct you. Really funny too, because Jax was all gassed up thinking it was gonna be a Shelby off. And he kept talking about his Shelby club and he drives on Sundays with his friends and then had nothing to do with it.
What makes him great, man. It's like the word vomit that comes out of him.
Do you do you think Jax is a high school bully and a dark cloud like Shake said?
I don't. But that was before the elimination, right?
Yeah, no, that was in the hot tub. That was after
Yeah, but
the
was the redemption elimination happen yet?
yeah, it already happened.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
believe so.
I kind of thought Shake was. I think he was almost like doing a service for him, like coming at him, like he was being the bully. Not that like Jax isn't a bully, but and then he of course like I was like, oh, Jax is kind of getting picked on here, but then he comes back with some hypocritical stuff like you were mean to girls on TV, and it's like, dude, you did that for like 6
You were literally so mean to everybody.
Yeah, right.
Um, Shout out to Bobby. Bobby's great. Bobby, they
Oh man, it's
noted that he
funny.
put down a fifth of tequila, no chaser, while in the hot tub by himself. Well, not in the hot tub himself, but drank the tequila by himself.
Yeah.
Bananas gassed him up a little bit to tell everyone what he thought about him. He went and woke up in New York and Corinne. That was just like that was so funny and pure, right? Like she was going along with it laughing, but the next day, all of a sudden, she didn't find it funny anymore. It was very interesting that she found it funny in the moment, but not the next day.
She might have just still been like tired or woken up and not fully in it. But I mean, I think she's more mad at Corinne than him, honestly.
Dude, I want to know in the comments, guys, what do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be Corinne or do you think it's going to be Jax? I thought it was going to be Jax based off of like the conversation, but also just based off the coverage. They showed a ton of Jax, but I guess you could say the same. They did show a good amount of Corinne too.
Yeah, I
So
thought
I
Corinne
just
was
felt like
on
they
that.
focused so much on the Jax stuff that just from my reality TV brain, I'm thinking that's where it's going. But again, this podcast, we obviously would love to see Jax continue on.
Yeah, and I mean, just maybe because if they're catering to like they know people on Vanderpump, you're gonna either love watch them or hate watch them.
People are watching more for Jax than Corinne. They
Yeah,
advertise
Corinne's always
Jax
like,
like
well,
center
this
stage of
you
this
get rid of
show.
me. It's a dumb decision. It's like I don't. How much Bachelor Nation is watching the show?
Not much. I'll tell
Yeah.
you that. A lot of people
Um,
like, no. There people are only like re-embracing
they
Bachelor because
showed
of
like a
Golden
scene
Bachelor.
in the preview of people being shocked. It's either like what happens to you. Like I wonder if it's like Fez from Austin Powers where you're like tied in and you just drop back.
I think they're gonna launch him up.
Okay, either one of those things.
Something. Oh, that'd be cool if they dropped them backwards
Oh, it'd
though.
be also really cool if they're just both sitting there and you don't know, and that whoever they don't say who's eliminated, they just go up or
That's what
whatever
I think
happens.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a physical like cue. Like,
Yeah,
oh, that's pretty. I'm excited for that. But
yeah,
overall, look, the premise of the show is good. The characters are great. We've really gotten established with them, but we do need to start getting to like the eliminations and the conflict, and that will come by eliminations. So,
yeah.
overall, really looking forward to it. Uh, check out everything else we had going on this week, guys. We had everything from Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, F Boy Island, The Amazing Race, Survivor. We're gonna have Southern Charm. What else are we gonna have?
Collapse.
What? Oh yeah, the
Ready for
collabs. So
collapse.
we're gonna definitely obviously shout out to Kyle Petty, Strat Chat Pods, been coming on a lot of episodes. We are also going to start appearing on some other podcasts. Get out there and spread our wings a little bit, and we're looking forward to that. I always love building out the network and community, and like I said, there's a lot of talented people out there who do a lot of different stuff than us, who are frankly probably a lot more talented too. But we're always down to learn and always down to kind of, like I said, rub shoulders with everybody who's wanting to do that. So if you have any suggestions for any shows we should watch, throw it in the comments. Hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. And listen, if it's something we've never heard of or covered and you want to see it, we usually will at least do one episode of something someone suggests. So let us know. We haven't done one of those in a while, so it would be nice to get a
Yeah.
random audience suggestion. We usually scoop them all up before people can even tell us to do it. So
Right.
let us know. Um, like I said, also subscribe on TikTok. That a ton of content on there that we don't have on YouTube. So gives you all that reality TV coverage that you would need. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.